Hi everyone, Johnny Wilson here, and welcome to one of my online fitness classes where we specialize in the science of health and longevity, and I produce content which helps to age gracefully, age well. So we're looking at improving your strength, your mobility, your balance, your power, your flexibility, your quality of life, everything that matters. And this is one of the pillars of health. So you've got 4 pillars. So you've got movement, nutrition, sleep, and mindset. So managing stress. But this is a very important pillar, and we don't have anything as efficacious or as strong as exercise. It should be banned. It is that good at improving your performance and your health and longevity. So it should be a banned substance. It is that effective and that powerful. Okay, so I shouldn't need to tell you that either. It should be, a gut instinct here as well. Right, so we're going to do 21 exercises, and we're going to have a little break between each exercise. We're going to get the heart rate up at the moment. We're going to get some mobility work going. We're going to look at strength. We're going to look at balance. We're going to look at a load of stuff. I don't have a very big space here, very small. I've got some equipment. I'm set up. I know what I'm doing. But you can always press pause on the video as well and get yourself up. Get yourself set up. So if you don't have some of the stuff that I have, just, modify the exercise, do something different. Or if there's an exercise that you got, my shoulder's a bit iffy on that, then pick an exercise that you can do, but don't sit it out, like focus and do as much as you possibly can. Okay, so without any further delay or procrastination, let's get ready to rumble. Okay, so first exercise, right? Okay, so we're just going to go opposite elbow to opposite knee. Okay, great exercise for the lower abs, this one, a lot of people get the six-pack kind of at the top, your upper abs, and they don't get them down below. Harder to get them down below, probably because of gravity and stuff like that. But it is harder to get that toned look further down the abs. And one way of doing that is by doing this high hip flexion drive, Now you'd have to do quite a bit of these as well. And look, abs are made in the kitchen, right? Don't forget that. Pillar number 2, nutrition. I need to tell myself that as well, because I've been a greedy pig the last few weeks. I've been eating like, I don't know, I feel fat at the moment. So I'm definitely not preaching here. I need to wind my neck in a little bit. I've been trying that Hello Fresh and thyme. Okay, the Hello Fresh, I've been trying that. And it's pretty good. I'm not a great cook or anything like that. It's something that I'm trying to improve upon. But I do get the bigger portions. So, there you go. But I am mindful I need to better this. Okay, next exercise, jogging on the spot. Okay. Again, we're getting a lot of sets, a lot of steps in here, aren't we? Heart rate will be coming up. Body temperature will be coming up. When your body temperature comes up and you start to heat, it costs you energy when you're warm, right? So you burn calories. So if you're an athlete and you're on a bike or you're a runner, you lose the most amount of energy through heat loss. So you burn calories. So they try and reduce that amount of heat loss by staying cool so that they can put more power into the pedal or more power into the ground. We're not particularly too worried about that in this class. So we don't mind getting hot, because the hotter you get, the more work the body has to do to keep you at homeostasis. Homeostasis is just your normal core temperature. And I got to burn some calories to keep my body temperature down. So I sweat. That's what happens. Okay, well done. Superb. Next exercise, we're just going to do step backs like that. Okay. Again, looking at that lower body. Again, a very functional exercise and something that you need to do in terms of maintaining your quality of life. Okay, so step that back. Now, go nice and easy at the start, right? You don't have to go too deep into it. And then as you go along, then you can go deeper into it. Great exercise for balance as well. And if you're talking like I'm talking here, I can definitely feel I'm getting a little bit out of breath here. And I'm trying to be as mindful in the movement as I possibly can do. Because as you get older, especially if you're in your late 60s, early 70s, early 80s, early 90s, then what can happen here is that you lose your balance, okay? And if you lose your balance, you're more likely to have a fall. And if you have a fall, then over the age of 70, you're more likely to do a good bit of damage, like break a hip or break a shoulder. I was speaking to a lady at the weekend. She had a fall. She broke her shoulder. She had to have a replacement shoulder, which is a pretty tricky operation, where they reverse the shoulder joint upside down and time. So that kind of stuff you want to kind of like avoid if you possibly can. Okay, bit of movement variability coming up next. You guys are doing great. Okay, staying on that cardio aspect. So we're just going to go two skips to the side, 2 sips to the side, and then a little punch. Yeah, let's go. Good. 2 side skips and bang. So when we were at school and we were kids, we were skipping and jumping and rolling around the place, and we had different types of movements. So we had what's called movement variability. And then as we got older, we became very sensible, and we became very serious, and life was very serious, and we had a mortgage to pay and a job to hold down, and we wanted to look good in front of our friends, and so on and so forth. And we decided to stop that movement variability. So now, instead of running and skipping and tumble carting, we decided to walk, because that's the sensible thing to do, because nobody thinks you're mad if you're skipping. If you're walking, they think you're mad if you're skipping. But we lose, there's a cost to that. And the cost to that is that we lose our mobility, we lose our flexibility. We start getting repetitive strain injuries because we work a certain set of muscles over time, over and over again. And then other muscles get deconditioned. And guess what happens then? We lose our posture. So how many old people do you see like that? They've lost the dance against gravity because their movement variability is gone. Okay, on the spot, jogging and punching, okay? I've just got little weights here, just like that. So, another part of postural integrity will be trying to bring different movement back into your life. And this is what this is all about, you know. We've got movement variability, we've got cardiovascular intervention, we've got balance, we've got power, we've got strength. You know, there's a lot here that maintains your independence and your quality of life. And if you're not doing this, let me tell you, right? Let me tell you. Listen, I'm not preaching. This is just the crack. This is what it is, right? Is you are sleepwalking into tomorrow. If you think that all-cause mortality, you're exempt from that you're not going to die. I'm not being pessimistic here, but I'm also not going to be spouting toxic positivity. You know, say you're this and say you're that. You gotta earn the right to say that kind of stuff. But if you think you're exempt from all-cause mortality, from, you know, death by what and time, by what we normally die from, i.e. cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, cognitive decline, you're mistaken. And the most potent drug we have, the most powerful drug we have, the substance that we've got to help reduce the risk of all that is exercise. This is it. Okay. Now, the problem with exercise for big pharma, forwards and backwards, you can see what I'm doing here, yeah? The problem for big pharma with exercise is that they can't charge you for it. They can't put it in a pill. Now, one day they will, by the way. One day the exercise pill will come out. And I will take the exercise pill, let me tell you. And I'll take the exercise pill because I want to be able to do more exercise. Not because I don't want to do exercise, but if it increases my ability and it's good for me and there's no side effects, yeah, I'll take it. No bother. You know, I'm the guy who uses AI. I use AI with my patients. I never see a patient without having the assistance of AI. And I think in a few years' time, it's going to be medical legally required to have that. Anyway, I've gone off track. Don't know what I was saying. It'll probably come back to me. It was something to do about exercise and movement variability and all-cause mortality. And the most potent drug we have is exercise. And this is what's going to protect your quality of life. It's this. Now, I know a lot of you don't like this exercise, right? So maybe do a sit to stand if you want. But we're going to do some kettlebell swings. Okay, so if you don't like it, just do something differently. Okay, so kettlebell swings, do sit to stands, do jogging on the spot, do whatever you want, okay? But other than that, we're doing kettlebell swings. So I understand that my time on this planet is limited. We all have that, right? We all have that. God love us. Some people are very unfortunate, right? And we should be very grateful for the day we have today, right? Every single one of us should be grateful for the day we have today. And we've got to reflect that in our thoughts, in our actions, in our feelings, in our words. And that's what dictates your future. What can you do today? Because you are not guaranteed tomorrow. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. Not any one of us. And we've got to be so grateful that we have this opportunity to intervene, to maybe smile at someone today, to ask them how they are today. Maybe do something for yourself. Maybe this is 30 minutes is what we're doing. 3, 2, and 1. Now, I love that exercise. So what I'm saying, right, unless it's a catastrophe, unless you're very unfortunate, right, 99% of us are going to have a fairly good lifespan. So you got to do something about that. Right, suitcase lifts. So up and down. Now I'm going to change my kettlebell to 24. Now, I know there's a bit of maturity in me now, right? Because before, I'd be having a go at myself. Oh my God, I haven't got to 24 kg. I'm missing out on 5 seconds of exercise. No, I'm not. It's grand. Right, up and down, just like that. Opposite hand. Because lifting stuff up off the ground is really important for your quality of life. What happens when you can't do it? Or what happens when someone says to you, oh, let me lift that for you? I'll tell you what, I'll tell that person, you won't be lifting it for me, because I want this intervention. I want to produce a mechanical strain and stress through every single tissue in my body, because it's going to change. And they are the first 2 principles of training science: specificity and progressive overload. So what I mean by specificity, 3, 2, and 1. Good. What I mean by specificity is, if I give you a strength intervention, you'll get stronger. If I give you a power intervention, you'll get faster. If I give you a balance intervention, you'll improve your stability. If I give you a rest intervention, you will decondition. You will get weaker. 3, 2, lateral raises up to the side. Banger of an exercise. I'm using 3s today. Normally do 5s. It's a good exercise. I'm not really in a rush to up the weights on this one, because I want to keep this exercise in for the rest of my life. And if I go too heavy, I risk the chance of getting injured. So it's a TMTS injury. And a TMTS injury is a too much too soon injury, you know. It was a TLDR, you know, too long didn't read kind of a thing, you know what I mean? So we went straight into that impatience. That's something I'm trying to bring into my life. Not impatience, so I have enough of that. I'm trying to become more patient and more tolerant, especially with the students I've got. To be fair, I've got some new students at the moment, and they're great. They've had a very good first week. It's not normal I say that, do you know what I mean? So that's good for those guys, student physios and student sport rehabilitations. Really good. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, cool. Okay, next banger of an exercise is single leg heel raising. And we've talked about this before. We've talked also about cardiovascular risk disease, so strokes and heart attacks, right? And we want to take some pressure off the heart, don't we? So we do that by improving the calf muscles. Because if you speak to a cardiac surgeon, he will tell you that in the body, the human has got 3 hearts. 1 in your chest, and then 2 in your legs, in particular your calf muscles. And the reason for that is because it takes some energy, right? It takes a lot of workload. So you're up and down on your heel there, okay? On your toes, you're raising up as high as you can. It takes a lot of work to return the deoxygenated blood back to the heart, right? You got to work a bit, because veins are non-contractile. So arteries can contract themselves independent of muscles, whereas veins can't, right? So they rely on the muscles to milk them and to get that deoxygenated blood back to the heart, so we can reoxygenate it, so we can continue about our daily activities. So what we need to do is to reduce the workload time on the heart, and we can do that by improving your triceps surae, your calf muscles, right? Why do you think that they give you stockings after a surgery? Why do you wear flight stockings? It's because you want to improve venous return. And when you improve venous return, you take the strain, 30% of the strain off the heart. So, in terms of statins and all those other medications, I'm not saying to come off a statin, by the way. You know, your medication is your medication. It's outside my scope of practice to be talking about medication. I do not have prescribing rights. But what I am talking about is I am talking about heel raising and improving those calf muscles to take 30% of the workload off the heart. Why would I not do that, given the fact that I know that one of the 4 horsemen of all-cause mortality is cardiovascular disease? So let me just do this exercise. Now I try and do a variation of this every single day. Oh my God, my calf is on fire. Let me tell you. Next exercise after this, guys, is going to be bicep curls, okay? You guys are doing awesome. That's what we see in America. That's what they see in America. In Ireland, we say, good man, fair play to you. Woo! Tough on that, tough on that. Very good, very good. Okay, next one then. Okay, we're still going to do some bicep curls. So grab some weights that are going to challenge you. I mean, over a minute, 10 kgs does challenge me. I could probably go a little bit heavier. Probably should have done. And I haven't done enough of these. I've been reflecting on my own journey, on my own work that I'm doing at the moment. And I am developing a plan, okay? A program, a 6-week program, a health and longevity program, which changes every 6 weeks. Now, one of the ladies on here today, she is starting that journey next Monday. So good on you, Leslie. And it's where you intervene 3 times a week. So you follow a video 3 times a week on this health and longevity aspect. So you do a video on a Monday, you do a video on a Wednesday, you do a video on a Friday. They're pre-recorded, and you do for 6 weeks, and you touch base with me, and then the next 6-week program comes out. So you've got, 3 sessions, you've got 18 sessions over that period. And if you're doing that, like if you're immersing yourself in something, if you're going after your strength and your balance and your cardiovascular fitness and your power 3 times a week time, and you're immersing yourself, you're going to get very good, right? You're going to change your life. It's like if you're learning a language and you only learn it once a week, shoes off if you want. We're doing balance work. We're doing our windmills. So down like that and up, try and keep your knee straight. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you were learning a language or an instrument, then, if you're doing that once a week, like, you've got no chance. Now, I play the box accordion, the button accordion, and I play that every night, because if I don't play it every night, oh my God, let me tell you, like, the fall off rate is crazy. So it's got to be an immersion in it, okay? And that's what I'm talking about. So an efficacious dosage, right, in terms of frequency per week for strength training in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and centurions is 3 times a week. Maybe that's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Maybe it's a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever it might be. And then you want that, so there's your frequency, and you want the specificity. Then you want to start working on the stuff that you need to do. And you don't want to have to research all that and time. I'm going to go do the other side. You just want to go and do it. You want to do your 30 minutes and get the most out of it. And that's why we're very productive in this 30 minutes here. Okay. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So we're going to do the other side. Getting ready to go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. And again, some of these exercises, maybe a little bit beyond you. Maybe you've got a little bit of hip irritation. So don't go down so low. Okay? Maybe your balance isn't very good. Like mine isn't great on my left-hand side. Maybe you want to hold on to something. You can modify the activity. Or if you just don't like it, then you can always do another one, can't you? But you don't have to sit there twiddling your thumbs. And, by the way, for those of you who are on live at the moment, you should feel warm now. You should feel hot now. You should feel like it's a bit tough now. If you're not, you're probably not pushing yourself. Okay? You've got to do that. You're responsible. Do you know what I mean? You've got to wipe your own nose. right? Which is a very famous saying from Marcus Aurelius, one of the Stoics. You know, if your nose is running, don't expect the world to wipe it for you. You gotta do it yourself. In the Daily Stoic Ryan Holiday. 3, 2, 1. I started, so I'll finish. Okay. Right, well done. We're nearly there. Now we're going to go into press-ups, okay? You can do press-ups against the wall. You can do them against the raised surface. You can do them on your knees. I don't care how you do them. Just do them. I'm going to do them this way here. And but we're all going to lower slowly down. Jesus. And lower slowly down into dirty boot. Lower slowly down this time. And then hold at the bottom now with me. 3, 2, 1. And then push yourself back up, okay? So now we're going to go down for a count of 6 together. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to hold at the bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. And push yourselves back up. Whew. Down for a count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Doing brilliantly. Down again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. Holy moly. That was savage. Okay. So now we're going to do dead bugs. All right. So I'm going to grab the 20 for this. I definitely don't want the 24 for this. Apologies, I'm walking out of screen there. Got to go and get the merchandise. Onto the floor. Lie on your side. This is the way I like to do it anyway. Bring it over across like that. Extend through your elbows. Control the lumbar spine. Don't let it arch. And let's get that good postural control. Because postural integrity is everything. And erosion of posture leads to pain. You don't want that. So my job every day is I see people, unfortunately, coming to me every day and they're in pain. So pain is the currency I deal in. And pain and posture are very closely related, i.e. the erosion or absence of adequate posture leads to pain because we're overloading certain tissues. And you do it over and over and over again. And then after a while, the body just says, no, I've had enough of that. Last one. Time. Oh, that's savage, that one, isn't it? Brilliant. You're doing very, very well. Okay. Where are we on to? We're on to a resistance band pull aparts. Love these ones. Again, talking about posture. So if I'm going to talk about it, then we've got to do it. You grab your resistance band and you pull it apart. So resistance band pull aparts like that. Now, my shoulders are on fire. I'm not even going to pretend that they're not on fire. But we're on exercise 17 of 21, okay? So we're not bad at all. We've got 4 exercises. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 5 exercises. Okay. You're doing great. Pull it apart, just like that. Now, of course, we're going to have to do an overhead activity. But if you're not good with an overhead activity, so if you get shoulder pain, not this exercise now, if you get shoulder pain on an overhead activity, the next exercise, you just swap it out, okay? Maybe do your lateral raises, maybe do your bicep curls, maybe do tricep dips. Find an exercise that doesn't cause you pain. But if you haven't got a problem with an overhead activity, then we're going to be doing the close the curtains, open the curtains on our next exercise. And time. Whew. And that'll really burn the shoulders out. So I'm going to use 7s. I probably should just use 5s. But I'm going to give the 7s a go. And we're going to bring them into, you're going to be in a split stance position like that. Palms face towards you to start. Covering the eyes, rotate, and drive up. And again, if you're struggling with that, change the exercise, modify the exercise. Wipe your own nose. Do what Marcus Aurelius said. Find a way. Good. Now, my shoulders are on fire. And I'm guessing yours are too, because I am really feeling this now. Good. Keep it going. I know I am feeling now because I am hitting those weights together, and I don't mean to hit those weights together. And of course, I can't come away from what I said. So we have to go after posture again after this one. So we're going to be doing T's after this, which then is going to get the posterior aspect of the shoulders. Okay, nearly there. Come on. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, you see, you can do it. You can do it. And whatever you tell yourself, you know, you're invariably right. You tell yourself you're good at something, you're right. If you tell yourself you're bad at something, you're right. You know, whatever you tell yourself, you're right. Just tell yourself a different story. Okay, on your fronts. Feet up off the ground. Chest up, and then like that. Hopefully I'm in screen now. And we're up and down. I know my shoulders are on fire too, I promise you. I promise you. Oh my God. I might have to drop these 1 kgs in a moment. But I'm going to try and do them as much as I can. Oh, wow. Wow. Are you feeling it? I'm even feeling it in my triceps at the moment. We're over halfway though. Feet up. Try and keep your chest up if you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Oh my God. And when you're on camera, you don't want to drop the weights, do you? Even though your arms are on fire. And especially when you got 10 seconds to go, you're like, oh, come here. You can do 10 seconds. Anybody can do 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my God. Oh. Right, well done. Okay. Back up into, gotta get some calories burnt now. So now we're gonna go punching on the spot while jogging, okay? Getting ready to go on 3, 2, 1, and let's go, guys. Come on. Exercise 20 at 21. We've got 2 exercises left. You guys are doing amazing. And it goes fast, right? It goes pretty fast. Now I am sweating. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to do a new exercise for the last one. Jumping jacks. See how we go. I'll show you a modification of it as well. And then let's just see how we go. I'll show you a few modifications, okay? Come on now, 30 seconds. We have worked on everything today. Upper body strength, lower body strength, balance, power, core, cardiovascular fitness, resilience, mental resilience, not giving up. How important is that? Education, motivation, hopefully, not preaching. 3, 2, 1. Okay, last exercise. Here are your choices. Here are your choices. Choices are this. On the spot, jumping like that. Jumping jacks like that. Step out like that. Okay? Or marching. Okay? Any one of those, right? Whatever you can. I'm going to try and see, can I do the jumping jacks today? Okay, I'm going to hold this because that's going to bounce too much. Okay, good. Remember, you can do any one of those at all, okay? So now we've got plyometric activity in it if you're jumping. So now we've got power. And power equates to better balance. Equates to greater force development. A lot of people do that crack as well. I don't think I'm ready for that, not today, to be honest with you. Okay. A lot of strength in the legs as well. Getting that bounciness, getting that stiffness back in the legs. Woo! Tell you what, calories today. Definitely big calories. Last 20 seconds. Incredible. 15 to go. And we are done. Last 10 seconds. Come on. My calves are on fire now. 2 and 1. Woo! Okay, so guys, incredibly proud of Ollie there. Brilliant session. I loved it. Looking forward to the new journey coming up as well. It's going to be better. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been live with me for the last 5.5 years. It's been just such an incredible journey. I'm very emotional, and yeah, look, and if you want access to the videos and all that, just get in touch, give me a shout. You know where to find me. Anyway, Johnny Wilson, sign out.